I have no money.
What up, niggas? What up, what up? What up, Bill? Hey, Bill, did you ask JC about that thing? Huh? You're quiet as fuck.
No, not yet.
JC. He's not even here.
Dude, you know what I'm confused with? Let me see this.
What?
Let me see this real quick.
Yeah. While you're doing that, dude, I think I broke my toe.
Yeah.
Dude, I was running downstairs, and I opened the door and I fucking smashed my pinky toe and it just cracked to the side. Yeah.
And it says in capital letters, "Oy vey, shut it down." This is in response to a piece that I wrote about Trump.
See, this will understand. I mean, I understand running one. Just like, what's to say that's not going to break out tomorrow? Like, I don't. There's just no set way to determine the breakout. Like, people say 3 touches, but that's still not a valid. I'm in position.
Well, 3 touches, then most of the time at 3 touches it breaks out. Like before that. So JC says like, I think JC told me like 2, 2.5.
Okay, so then by that logic, this thing isn't going to break out tomorrow. We have to touch resistance again, then head down. So I mean, it's gone 1-1. Yeah. Actually.
Look how you there.
This is also like something else I kind of stumbled on was it'll touch resistance again before hitting support. So I don't count those. I guess it just solidifies the pattern. I don't know. I entered at support. I think that's a pretty good. If this goes up to 1, that's like a really good entry.
The party starts now.
Magic is in the rhythm. It is a song you cannot resist.
Daisy.
fuck. I really hope this pattern's wrong. You see that, Jones?
Yeah.
I don't know, I mean, so far as that, it'll just break through tomorrow, or break support.
Austin, wake up. Daisy.
Two cars, How's it going, guys?
Yo, what's up, man?
My second day in this Discord. What up?
Yo, me too.
Oh, really?
I'm learning something. I'm already a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. With the
So, topic of discussion. Let's talk about up and coming crypto coins. I'm not talking about the mainstream ones like LTC.
Sia coin.
Yeah, Via coin. Tell me more about that.
Sia. SIA.
Via coin. Tell me more about Via.
CIA.
Yeah, why should we invest in the VIA? Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
I mean, you brought it up. I'm asking you. Okay, you said Via.
I didn't bring it up, dude.
Back up. Back up.
STC brought it up, man.
Yeah, well, I'm talking to the person that brought it up. I'm asking you if you brought it up. Why do you think it's a worthwhile investment? Go.
Dude, yo, I've been on this Discord for 2 days, man, and you know I want to hear all the possible investing principles. Dude,
Come on, you guys are such Shkreli-esque geniuses.
It's my second day here, bro. I don't know shit. I traded Forex for a little, and I'm trying to trade ES because that's what your cards are talking about the other day.
My mistake was I put $100 on GoPro and I lost $20. That's my extended experience. Yeah, I know, right? But that being said, though, I put a lot of money into crypto and I made a decent amount, so win-win, right?
What's a decent amount in percentage?
Let me calculate it right now. Hold on.
Because I don't want to. I know people like don't like talking about money.
I mean, I'm not gonna mention
Alright,
numbers.
Johns.
Percentage-wise, I made
John, are you gonna be on tonight later on?
20% return.
Until yeah,
20%?
like around what, 10:30?
Yeah.
Why?
Might get to the gym, come back. Hopefully they'll be on then.
Yeah, I'll see you guys then. Peace.
Bye.
Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, STC, do you trade Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin? What do you?
Ethereum?
You trade Ethereum?
Even say it?
Ethereum? What? No, yeah, I can't say it. I've never fucking traded Bitcoin in my life.
What about what's the coin called? Spectre?
Haven't
Spectre?
heard of that.
Spectre?
Ripple speak in Japan.
No, IAM today announced that they're gonna, with international transactions, they're gonna use that specific coin. That's why it was a huge boom.
So you're aware that you can make your own crypto, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm too computer illiterate to really do that.
Really easy, like anybody can.
Well, have you made one?
Yo, STC, if you made a cryptocurrency, Mark, like, dude, make money, man. Do it.
Hard. It's just it's not even how it works, man.
It's how
Wait,
it
so
works,
wait. Tell us if it's so easy to make a crypto.
You can make
coin.
your own
Tell us.
blockchain.
Do it.
Have you made one?
You just register it.
Come on.
Try to get people to go in on it, and if you want, I'll actually give a piece of real advice here.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for.
Well, no, it's just if you happened to make a crypto, you could make it a popular crypto just by partnering with some retailers who take your crypto. And then they look good and you look good and everybody looks good and it works.
It's not easy. Don't just go to
It's not easy. Everybody else did it.
Joe's Crab Shack. Well, yeah, which is why it's not easy. Everybody else already
Still
did
easy
it.
because nobody understands. People are still like so naive about it that there's plenty of opportunity for somebody halfway fucking intelligent.
Debatable.
Research and then you're like, oh, is that all? It's just the knowledge is a bit hard to find so people don't like to share it. On your own, kid.
Yeah, I'm saying. Saturated already. If anyone, you know,
I just gave you excellent advice.
I understand. I'm not gonna go do it tomorrow. I don't have the knowledge. Like you said, it's hard to find. Just do research.
Some of us
Yeah,
have
just
jobs.
start looking.
I'm better off just investing into someone who's making a profitable block.
I don't, you know, you're better off just investing in stocks or currency exchanges.
Yeah, that's what I did before. Traded Forex.
The only good thing about crypto is that you can have in 24 hours you can have 40% return. Like it's just more volatile, but it's being more volatile also means like of course you can get your money. With people that would like to hold at ransom while you're trying to exchange on a quickly changing price point.
How do they even determine the price points? Obviously, whatever.
It is very simply very simply supply and demand. Here, let me show you something. This will give you an idea. Hold on.
Like, what made Bitcoin jump up to 5,800? Because people got all hunky dory that it hit
when
and they just started buying.
When people sell it, well, there's more. The price goes down. When people want to buy more than there is, it goes up. Real fucking simple. Anyway, but listen, click on that thing that I post. Click on what I posted.
Where? What chat?
The main chat. Yeah, regular main chat. So click on that and start looking at local exchanges. And you're going to see that they're going to have like an offering of what they're willing to buy and what they're willing to sell at, right?
Yeah.
That will impact what the overall consensus is on the value of the Bitcoin, right?
So these people basically.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's kind of. But also something about that is that you'll click on people and you can see that to somebody's profile, like click on their name, you can see whether or not they're a quote unquote high volume trader of Bitcoin. And that can tell you a lot too. Or really looking through that data, you might find where most of the Bitcoin is coming out of. And that might be an interesting piece of information to have. Look at what I just gave you and use your imagination.
I get it, but this doesn't mean anything because it's basically someone saying, "Oh, I want to sell it for like this guy, Elvis Rivas or whatever, for $5,910, right?" But
okay, I'll give you one more piece of.
What is it basing it off? Other sellers that are selling it for that price?
Going to compare to what it's going for and what he can do. And also there's other things like how quickly can you exchange it? Like that's something people look at. But I'm going to give you one more piece of crypto advice and then I'll be done with advice for the evening. Never listen to somebody who's telling you to take this crypto to buy that crypto to buy that crypto. It's just bullshit.
Yeah, I get that, but what I'm confused on, right? Like the U.S. dollar, right? Like what determines how much it's worth, right? Just like general population.
Cryptocurrency it's unregulated. That's the point of it. So there's not gonna be any steady standard. It's gonna be what the average is. It's
such a scam, though. People are just gonna push it up. All these like bullish investors or whatever who had it since it cost $300 just say, "Oh yeah, no, buy it. It's great. It's the best ever." And then these people who are playing the market with all this information, like you've shown me, are slowly like pushing it up and up and up because whatever they have to pay these people these better returns and all this shit, and then it's gonna just all come crashing down one day. Regulators are either gonna step in or it's just gonna die.
Now the SEC has categorized cryptocurrencies as securities, but also like 800 people paid taxes on Bitcoin last year. Only 800 people. So that means either people aren't paying taxes, which is what I think, or only 800 people cashed out, which is
highly unlikely. Unless
See,
they
so
used it to purchase
point
like
of
at those
cryptocurrency.
retailers.
There's
Like, you know,
hardly any retailers that have. There's hardly any retailers that even have it. Like even when they do have the option to purchase cryptocurrency, it's kind of like a gimmick.
yeah.
Like
So,
especially with Bitcoin, the market. Like I have a friend who says he has crypto and he'll just cash it out as needed for whatever he wants to purchase. He won't cash out a whole lot at once
I understand.
because it can go up and down. You know, like 10% based on when he's doing it. Like even what time of day. You know, that's a volatile market, isn't it?
Yeah, the fact that they're
Well,
securities,
actual
they're
exchanges.
unregulated. You know, you told me, oh, the best thing to do is just get a retailer, and then it'll be public trust, and everything will be good. Everything will be good. But then you say it's a gimmick. You know, I get it. It's a gimmick.
No. Going with a retailer, with associating a crypto with a retailer, matter of reputation.
Yeah. I can't hear you if you're speaking. Your mic cut out.
That it's a matter of reputation more than
Yeah.
usability.
Yeah,
That's all I
understand. So if I could get like a bunch of famous people to say, "Oh yeah, I love this Bitcoin,"
If you'll remember, I told you about Ripple. If you look at Ripple, Ripple very purposefully looks like a fidget spinner, doesn't it? And they came out before the fidget spinner craze.
I understand.
You know, like so the very fact that people are, you know, ride these sorts of associations says something too.
Yeah, but that's also like, who's buying fidget spinners anymore? It could just die.
But like, I mean, one's on the space station right now with NASA written on it. That's what my icon is.
Yeah,
It's spinners in space, man.
It's still gonna die.
It's like it doesn't make sense, right? It kind of doesn't make sense. And
It
the thing is
doesn't.
that the SEC cannot really force people to consider crypto to be a security, because all that's going to happen is kind of what's starting to happen, which is that we're splitting off between what might be considered the evolution into regulated cryptocurrencies, and then the other cryptos are just going to go more, you know, dark like they were before. I mean, People's Republic of China, People's Republic Bank of China, whatever it is, they have their own crypto.
Yeah. All that.
Go mainstream, but the thing is that once you force it mainstream, everyone's gonna be like, fuck that, I don't want to be regulated, that's why I deal in crypto.
Didn't they
there's
also...
a whole lot of right now it's being tiny middlemen milking it for all it's worth when we're exchanging one crypto from another crypto, and very soon to interfere with a real-time trend. So very soon the ability to exchange one crypto for another, and as a middleman take advantage of the timing of that, it's going to be gone. And we're gonna very quickly have the ability to exchange one crypto for another without a lag in order and placement. People are getting their money held up, and the rate at which they agree to changes by the time their transactions and their exchanges are processed. And so there's lots of people making money off of these things, like the people exchanging cryptos. And when that opportunity is gone, it's gonna kind of kill all these little tiny cryptos, you know?
Yeah, but like you said, it's about popularity, about having that fidget spinner in NASA, you know, with NASA written on it on the space station or whatever.
But my real advice is do all the research you can, and it's not really that hard. But no one's going to tell it to you. You just, if you're a logical person, you can figure it out.
Yeah, a friend of mine told me, he said a lot of smaller Bitcoins that he trades usually is based off of how a lot of the smaller cryptocurrencies he trades is usually based off of Bitcoin, how it's doing at the time, and usually reflects on them within a few hours. Whatever.
One of the places where I am on Discord, is purely, actually, I'm not on it right now, but it exists purely goal to pump and dump cryptos.
That's dope.
That's all it does. It's called Wolves of Crypto, and I mean, you probably can't find it, but that's what it's called. Take advantage of every little, opportunity they have with cryptos, but the opportunities for middlemen, as I'll call them, are going to gradually decrease.
Yeah. But that's the issue, right? Like, it's completely unregulated, and it's
Exactly. I have a friend in Spain
yeah.
who tried to transfer out his crypto, and basically it's been held for a year.
Your mic is cutting out again. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But
No, let me check my settings. I might have changed it recently. Let me lower my. For a moment.
what do you guys think? Hey.
Okay, let me know if it happens again, because then I'll change the settings. No, one of my friends tried to cash out some of his crypto, and it's been held in an exchange for over a year, and he has no
cash it out
he has
for him and then send him the money.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with me personally.
I understand, but
He won't give him his money, and he can't do anything.
Who won't give his? Who's holding it? The exchange?
Yeah, that's what it is. You agree to a transfer from one.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes something goes wrong. Like, for example, maybe the buyer or the seller pulls out of the transaction, middleman, and then they'll put you on quote unquote hold until they have another buyer or seller to take place of that order, right?
Yeah.
And then your money's tied up. Of your money while it's tied up, if you know what I mean.
Here's the thing. If he, let's say the cryptocurrency was like Bitcoin, and it was like 5 years ago, and it was like, whatever, 6 Bitcoins for $300 a piece. Now it's like a shit ton. Well, what's the issue? You can't find any trades, or are there just so many, or did he get lost in a pile?
It's not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, of course, with Ethereum and Bitcoin, they're more popular. But what you have to do is literally, it's buyer beware on crypto. This is what to do if you're interested in a crypto. You're going to scan the entire internet for bad reviews, holding up transfers, reviews about people not getting their money out. And if you were a smart cryptocurrency, you would be stellar and take the money and run. What are they going to do?
I missed that last part. Your mic cut out.
I said if you were an intelligent person doing crypto and you wanted to scam people, you would do good and get stellar reviews, and then
get
at a good time, take the money and run. And what are they gonna do, dude?
Yeah, hold the shit ton of yeah.
They gotta find you.
Yeah, it's
good luck.
Just hold all the trades for like 3 months. Say that there's an issue with something, and then just grab it and run. It's completely unregulated, right?
Take the money and cash it out and buy stocks and make some money off of it in the meantime. Like, there's all sorts of scammy shit to do. That's why, I had a friend who's like, should I buy some Bitcoin? And I said no. My answer. But it's interesting as fuck, and you should learn everything you can about it. And
unregulated, dude.
A big question that I'm waiting for the answer to is, can a business pay another business with crypto?
Depends.
No, right now I can't get an answer. There's not a depends. There's no answer yet. But there's only a few ways in which buying and selling with cryptos are traceable, and that's only if you're attaching it to something traceable. But there's ways to, like, it's supposed to be untraceable.
Like, if I want to buy or whatever, like a car or something, and they...
If you send it to your PayPal, suddenly it's traceable, right? Yeah, stuff like that.
So how do you cash out Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies or anything without it being traceable? You send it to like some weird account? Or do you just...
No, you can. It's direct person to person. You can do this person to person, and you have it deposited into your bank account. Or there's even, now this one is stupid, but you can even meet people in person. Like, this is people do that. They meet in person to exchange cash for Bitcoin. There are Bitcoin ATMs where you can buy Bitcoin at an ATM, but it's not like a real ATM. I'm just using the word ATM to describe the machine.
It's online or whatever. You put in your
In person, and you put cash into it, and it gives you a printout with Bitcoin on it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. There's so much, like, the only reason why I know about all this is because I was tired of not understanding when people were talking. So I went and I looked it all up, and now I feel like I know as much as most people. Also.
I think I don't know, by myself, you know, with the funds I have, I don't know if I'd be able to take advantage of the system the way it is right now.
It's for people that are willing to throw away money.
Yeah,
That's what it's for.
I don't know. I mean, it's either like a hit and miss, or it's.
Mhm.
This is
It'd be buying either, you know, they shouldn't be doing anything with their money that they're not willing to lose. Honestly.
So how do you purchase, when you purchase Bitcoin? Did you go through a credit card? Did you go through?
There's various ways. There's websites, right? And you can use a credit card. It depends on where you're purchasing it from. Like there's also a bunch of different wallets, and there's wallets and online wallets, and there's even paper wallets where you literally print it out. And like it's a much misinformation, and people don't quite understand. Like if you would have looked the other night at that site I gave you, there was one guy who was buying Bitcoin for about 5,000 something, and he was selling Bitcoin for about 7,000 something.
Yeah.
That tells you that if you want to buy it, you're going to pay more than if you want to sell it, and that's already weird, isn't it? So just because, you know, it says that Bitcoin is at this price, that doesn't really mean that that's what you're going to get. And most of these people, like my friend who does, whenever she gets out Bitcoin or she does a transfer, she pays 3%. The reason why she's willing to pay 3% is because she goes through somebody, a service that's guaranteed, basically insured, to make sure that if something happens, like the other party pulls out or something weird happens, then her money's still there, less than 3%. So there's all sorts of approaches, but that's the whole point. Is if you're looking to make sense out of an unregulated system, that's the point. Is it's unregulated.
Yeah, like I see people selling here for cheap. Then I see, like, I could sell this guy Bitcoin. Like he's buying it for $5,600. Right?
You don't have to buy like a whole Bitcoin. You buy.
Yeah, I see that. Like they say 250 to 400 USD.
You do have to match somebody selling to buy though, and when you're dealing with smaller amounts, it could be harder to find somebody willing to go through the trouble of buying or selling a smaller amount.
Yeah, like he says at least $5,000. So.
Like, I don't even know what your financial situation is, but if you're not willing to lose money, don't invest it in crypto at all. Like, if you're not like okay with, say, okay, something terrible happens and you can't get your money out and blah blah blah, then if you can't survive that, don't do it.
Well, I wouldn't mind doing that 3% thing where it's insured. Give a damn, that actually sounds amazing. Whoever figured that out.
Let me.
I know you said those.
I don't remember what she called it.
I know you said those middlemen are slowly dying out, but I mean, right now that seems like an awesome gig.
They're not yet, but as the changes in the way cryptos are exchanged happens, then they won't have a living anymore. So
it's kind of like
there's a word for it. It's called a Bitcoin killer.
Yeah.
Won't die. They just mean they're saying Bitcoin, but they mean cryptocurrency killer, because all these little cryptos won't have a reason to exist anymore. But there's all sorts of weird ambiguities and intricacies. Like maybe there's a crypto that you want, but you can't buy it unless you have this other crypto. You know, that's where it gets really weird, and you have to be careful because that's where people pump and dump.
Like, if this is unregulated,
So you'll get
right?
bad. You'll get bad advice. You'll get all sorts of bad advice if you go
Yeah.
looking for advice.
So if this is unregulated, right?
Mhm.
How the hell are they gonna have an infrastructure where you can buy and sell instantly with no middleman?
Well, okay. So
who's
do you know what?
developing
Do
that?
you understand what the blockchain is?
A little bit. Check it out. Not really.
I can give you a quick synopsis if you'd like.
You can give me a quick synopsis. I'm gonna read it.
Okay, so the blockchain is basically a collection of numbers that's relating to the cryptocurrency, right?
Yeah.
And it's a system where the people involved, whether or not that currency is transferred properly or available to transfer or been transferred, so it's keeping track of all these numbers, right?
Mhm.
And the people that check, if you go and you check, you make a tiny bit of crypto.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the incentive. They have no advantage to say it's good or it's bad. There's nothing in it for them. Their little bit of earned comes from checking. Basically,
Your mic is cutting out
crowdsource.
again.
Oh, it's crowdsourced checks.
Yeah. Like the mining or whatever. Talking about the.
Yeah, mining. I'm in a mining group too. There's only two ways where, oh gosh, this gets tricky again. Really only beneficial for somebody who is mining a electric currency crypto, or who for some reason gets free electricity. You know.
Yeah.
There's something else. Make you aware of it. It would be entirely possible for a program or some other program to use our devices to mine the smaller cryptos for them. There's even a change in advertising where instead of seeing an ad, you let them use your electrical device to mine crypto. Pretty cool, huh?
Kind of like. Yeah.
Yeah, micropayments almost. Instead of advertising, you'll give them like a fifth of a cent or a tenth of a cent or a 20th of a cent. Throw their pennies away anyway, don't they?
Yep.
But man, those pennies add up.
Yeah.
The world's changing. It's quite interesting. Olive, I'm going to assume you're young.
How old do you think I am?
I don't know, 20 something.
Yeah.
All you young people have an opportunity to be experts in this because nobody knows what the fuck's going on, and you're at the prime to delve in and figure it out, lead the way it goes, and like it's the time to become the expert because nobody else is.
Good advice.
I would actually repeat. I was just come in, but it sounded like you was being very deep and like, yeah, I missed all that. My bad.
Hey, Bingo.
I was saying, I'm actually in a really good mood. I've actually, I'm starting something up that's doing really well. Well, I don't know if anyone here. I run data centers, and like when my data centers when a bit sits up, so I just sell all the like server racks off, and like I found a company and my mate was talking like you can actually fit graphic cards into these, and you can put these into like desktop servers. When I say desktop servers, they are technically desktop PCs, so they run like 2 dual Exxon processors, what pretty much similar to like an i7. Normally come with 32 gigabyte gigabytes of RAM, but the graphics cards I have to buy. But I'm buying like 3-year-old graphics cards. Yeah, it cost me little to no money. I'm actually selling like high-end gaming systems for like no fucking money at all, making a fortune of it. I'm over the moon with it at the moment.
Found it.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, is anyone here like, have you got any access to like really cheap servers? Fucking buy them up, because like the old Xeon, I think it's 544. I can post a link in a bit. Like, I can't remember the actual processor, but a lot of these motherboards, they got like dual processors on them, and like you just chuck a graphics card in the fucking bad boy, and they're really good gaming consoles.
Do you replace the cases, or do you just keep it like the?
No, I've actually got a dude that makes the cases up for him, because like I was looking into it. Like, I wanted to buy like I was just going to like replace my normal like ATX cases. The dimensions don't work out, and I do have to replace the power supply units, like the PSUs, because most of the servers, they don't have the connections, or the 4-pin connections that's needed for the graphics cards. So yeah, I got some dudes making the case. I sold 4 of them so far, just to sort of like test the market. The market seems hot, because I can sell them for about £300. I don't know what that's in dollars, but apparently like something similar, like if you bought it off like the shelf, it's like £1,000. So like I can do it a lot cheaper.
STC, is that your mining? Right?
It's a friend's.
I don't even know why I'm sharing this information on. I've got most of it locked down, but like these are the graphics cards I'm buying at the moment. Hold on, I'll post it in like have you got a voice chat in here?
Yeah.
Can't find a voice chat. I've got like welcome, readme file, and customize. Should I just post it in chat? Does that be fine?
Yeah, that's fine. Just a very general main chat.
Well, yeah, like some people get a bit funny, but that's the graphics cards I'm fitting. But the thing is, like with the servers I'm using, they don't have the extra power connection to make them. Because like the PCIs, they don't power. So there's no power from the PCI, so I have to slightly modify them. Got to do the modify them. Like I said, like I can sell these for like 300 quid, and they outrank most high-end gaming systems.
STC. Help me. I'm
Help.
Jazz, man. I'm Jazz. This is a lot of information to take in.
Just the more you go over it, the more it will make sense, and that's all it is. It's just a matter of familiarizing yourself, and eventually you'll get it.
I just can't.
But nobody can teach you.
Yeah, I know. I just can't believe what a just scammers is. They're just scams.
Mhm.
So unregulated, dude.
Okay, this is not a scam, but I'm going to post another link. This is what I'm basing the system on.
Like it has to be regulated at some point.
I have a Trident 3 pin guy.
Oh, Trident. That's a pretty good graphics card. That's definitely a graphics card. This is all really new.
It will do 3D when 3Ds start to become a thing.
Okay, I'm just also saying my knowledge is only to do with like servers. Like I said, like I've got loads of old servers that I'm just gonna dump. And like I was talking to my mate and sort of said, like, you could probably convert these into like gaming systems. I was like, really? Chatting to me, he explained what I had to do, and I was like, well, that's not particularly difficult. It wasn't going to cost me a huge amount of money. I priced it all up, sold 3 of them on so far, and yeah, I think I could probably sell the whole lot.
How many?
I am sharing your link to a friend of mine.
How many? 500.
You're gonna make 500 gaming PCs?
Yeah.
What's the profit?
What of each one? £200. I don't know what that's in dollars.
Is my mic echoing?
No, your mic's really clear actually, to be honest. It's probably the best mic on there.
Is it cutting out for you, thing guy?
No, your mic's fine. It's just it's a little bit quiet.
Are you
But that's
connected
not-
via your cell phone?
Me? No.
Okay. Sometimes that makes people cut out.
Well, he's not cutting out. It's just I go. Sorry, I can't see because I got like a full screen like my web browser. Can't see. But the girlie that's talking. Sorry if you're offended by girlie. My bad. You're super clear compared to everyone else on here.
Have a Logitech wireless headset.
Yeah, yours cut down for me. Like I didn't hear after that. I heard Logitech wireless.
There's like, ever since Discord put up the video, some of the sounds aren't working. Like I'll have to turn off noise reduction sometimes. Otherwise, it keeps cutting out on the mic. Like there's some bugs since they put video in. But also like Discord in general is slow. But I'd like to ask you something. What's your name? Is it Daddy O or whatever? How do you feel about Discord application using your phone and your computer to mine cryptocurrency? Without your knowledge. Okay, just asking.
Why? What?
I'm just giving you something to think about. That's all.
Hey, if anyone's interested, like
Fucked up, dude. I'm gonna just wipe my hard drive tomorrow. You're not gonna talk.
Okay.
I don't know what you're capable of. I'm screwed.
Me?
Yeah.
What do you mean me? Like, what am I? I'm nothing.
oh, are you like a top hacker?
Yeah.
I said Discord. I didn't say me. Shit.
Oh, like Discord. Oh, it takes up a little bit more of my CPU usage and shit. And
Yeah, you wouldn't even notice it. There's so many people on Discord. You know, a lot of pinning.
Well, you say that, like, but the thing is, like, most of the people on Discord, like they're into anime, so I don't think they're like real tech geniuses, to be honest. I mean, like, Christ, like, I mean, I'm fucking heartbroken. I'm 35 years old, and I learned recently about like lolly. Like, what the fuck am I doing in my life when I learned about lolly?
What servers are you in, Pingai?
I run 2 data centers in Europe.
Servers.
Yeah. No, not Discord.
Oh, you're in the portal. You already know that there's a shitload of servers. It depends on what server you're in as to what your experience is of Discord.
Well, actually, no. If you want to be honest, what I do is I buy the whole like the old nuclear bunkers, because like nuclear bunkers in Europe used to be like a huge thing. I've got one missile silo, and the other ones are just like nuclear bunkers, because like they've already got like ventilation, they've already got like the energy, they got like backup generators. They're fucking good. It's really easy to just ship in fucking loads of servers into them. It's not really hard. They've already got they've already got like hardwired for like internet and all that. It's not a big issue. But yeah, that's what I do nowadays.
Ago, they had a whole bunch of old missile bunkers, and the same thing, like they all went on sale, and you could buy them for like 150 to 200K. They were all over on sale, fucking all over.
Oh yeah. These are way under $1 million. Like a lot of people, like you think, oh, it's going to cost. Yeah, they're literally like £125,000. Yeah, and like I was thinking about buying a couple of Scotland. I don't mean environment like the weather. I mean environment like political. Wasn't really ideal, but there's a couple in Scotland. I mean, like they're still up for sale now, but they've got like